release the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence for men and women in the armed forces, our first responders, those fighting the good fight for Ukraine, those suffering from the military conflict in the Middle East, those who have been suffering from the weather events that we've had both here in the United States and globally, and again, to our veterans who have served both honorably and with distinction. Thank you. The American Creed, Katie?
Yes, the American's Creed by William Tyler Page. I believe it
the
is
United
the
States
United
of
States
America,
of America as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the government, a democracy and a republic, a sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity, for which American patriots sacrificed their lives and fortunes. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies.
Thank you. Murphy, we have anybody that's...
Yes, we do. Jackie?
I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you as always for allowing comments. Tonight I have a question about the nearly $1 million requested from our capital reserve funds. Just because I'm confused. So, you know, no judgment, I'm just like clearly confused. So it's my understanding that we transfer our surplus over to the capital reserve fund, and that it is a common practice for the town to then use the capital reserve for items the town needs that it didn't budget for earlier in the year. If I didn't get that right, I apologize, but would love to understand the process, which it's not easy to get the picture from minutes or by watching the meeting, so I'm sure there's a lot of convoluted and complicated stuff that goes on, but that seems to be the understanding. We have a surplus, it has to get moved to capital reserve, and then we use capital reserve for stuff we need. But I do know for certain, we're good, okay. But I do know for certain that I constantly hear this council and the finance board saying that the surplus is our rainy day fund. Like that gets drilled into a resident's head in this town, right? And then we look at items on this $1 million list, and they don't seem like rainy day items, right? It seems like everyday items. So I'm not really questioning that the departments need or don't need them. I'm sure they need them. And I know most of us want our departments to have what they need to operate. But I can't be the only one confused about this process and wondering why these items cannot be included in the budget that we vote for to begin with back in May, whenever we vote for that. And so I'm asking if you can provide us with a more transparent process, not only for the surplus issue or the expense side of the budget, but also for the entire revenue side. Like, is there an accounting of all the grant money and non-tax revenue that comes in? I was looking at the minutes, I see this grant, that grant, thousands and thousands, which is awesome. It's amazing, but it just seems that as a layperson, just a taxpayer in the town, we get these bits and pieces and then we're expected to vote, and it just seems like there should be a little bit, maybe more, something like maybe there's information sessions, maybe there's little PSAs, maybe there's just more that explains what, like the full picture for us. So I would love that, and it would help us to understand the town finances better. Then on another note, there's a concern with the lake right now and the algae blooms and contaminants in general. And I know that the algae blooms are to be expected with warmer water temperatures, but they shouldn't be considered normal. And I feel it's important for the lake commissioners and the lake authority and whatever input we have as a town to think about audits and inspections again, or more regularly, and to send regular reminders to the residents about fertilizers and phosphates and about residential water and septic uses and stuff. Okay, fancy. And to use, the use of pesticides, so all these chemicals and toxins are entering the lake and throwing off the balance, and that, I think, contributes to the algae blooms and contributes to the dirty Candlewood Lake water. And also this applies to the river as well. So I was just hoping that maybe our own Lake Commission, and I don't even know how to, maybe we write a letter or whatever, but how to get them to be, maybe to implement some more ways to educate the residents that live around the lake and about the rivers, about the fertilizers, the phosphates, the chemicals, the toxins, so we can have some clean water. And then finally, I heard it's the last day for some of us, our volunteers. I want to say thank you for all your hard work, and have a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Thank you.
Tony?
Hey friends, good evening. Happy preliminary days of Thanksgiving. My name is Tony Morrissey, Coach Tony, co-founder of Brian Cody's Brothers and Sisters Foundation, and I also serve on the New Milford Opioid Settlement Committee. Later on tonight, we'll be talking about a couple of the latest proposals coming to your attention. But first, I want to offer my deep appreciation for all the support of the work coming out of that committee. Because of your consideration and your votes, 7 critically important proposals have been approved, directing over $150,000 straight to the people who need it most. Individuals in their recovery journey, families who have felt the awful pain of losing a loved one, and providers who show up in the trenches every single day. Thank you so much for that. Even with this progress, you know what I'm going to say. Even with this progress, our problem has not gone away. We continue to face serious shortages of safe harbors and various options, e.g. there's beds, shelters, and truly supportive environments that are scarce, to say the least. At the same time that this is going on, we're getting cuts in availability of resources and funding, right, from up above, right? We've seen recent arrests of dealers, poison peddlers, just on the road from the police department. The danger is still imminent and real and right here. Right here. Okay? In some cases, this is going on just 100 yards away from our schools. Okay? Please understand that we're doing great. Fantastic. The best in the state and maybe the country. I mean that. However, we cannot let our foot off the gas. And really more importantly than the legal aspect, right? Just last week, our good friend, our great community provider, Mark Eccles, and I did a buddy check. And we found a homeless encampment right here in New Milford with residents that are struggling. Okay, they're in very tough times. Some are trying to find a way into recovery. Some were there and they couldn't meet the insurance obligations, right? And some are just trying to survive another cold night, right? That's happening right here in New Milford, and that was last week, okay? My ask tonight is simple, but it's critically urgent. Please keep going. Please keep going. Continue the courageous work that you've begun with the settlement funds. Look for ways to help sustain and strengthen these safe harbor resources that we desperately need. Our New Milford Community Shelter, it might not have enough people to sustain itself. We are putting out critical alerts and warnings that we need volunteers. If you can't help with money, please give us your time. And I'm here tonight to kind of pledge that I will match hours that are put in there. personally, and I'll bring members of my foundation. It's that important to our community. It is. Okay, let's find ways to financially sustain providers like ARC and just so many here in this community. And for anyone listening, okay, please join us. Take me up on my pledge, Mr. Bass. Take me up on my pledge. Take me up on my pledge. And really, I just want to end with literally thank you, because we are the best at this right now. I know because I'm talking from lived experience. Okay, in a little while, Miss Amy and I will be back up to talk about the latest proposals coming out of the Opioid Settlement Committee. And I'm always here if there are any questions or anything that we can do to help. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tony. That's it.
If we could, Katie, go to item number 6.
Certainly.
B. And we have the Litchfield County Irish American Club. They're here tonight. I know they have meetings they're going to go to. So if we could ask them to come up. And Katie,
Okay. Would you like me to, yes. I'd like to make a motion to agenda item 6B, to move that we, as a council, approve the new Milford Youth Agency accept a donation of $3,000 from the Litchfield County Irish American Club. This amazing fund will allow them to expand their offerings of child care scholarships, which is desperately needed, and for the before and after child care program. The awarded money will be deposited into an account recommended by the finance director.
thank you. We have the Litchfield Irish Club. Would you guys like to come up and talk a little bit? And first, a big, huge thank you. This is going to go a long way.
I didn't hear what you asked for, Pete, I'm sorry. From us.
Yeah.
If you could just give your names.
Brian Locke,
Eamon Sheeran.
we are both, I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry.
Bob Greco.
Eamon and I are both founding members of the Litchfield County Irish American Club. We were founded back in 2022. Our first event was in 2023 of July. And we've come to find out in the last 2.5 years, at our last meeting, we found that we've donated over $102,000. We do different fundraisers during the year. We start off with our golf outing, usually in April or May. Then we go to our road bowling, which is very successful. And we usually have a beneficiary for that. And we started our first year donating, I think, $14,500 to one of our members who passed away, and it'll always be called now Mike Dusky Memorial, Road Bowling Memorial. And up to this year, we donated to an 18-year-old student here, Noelia, who just recently passed, and we were able to raise over $30,000 for her. And with that money, she was able to go home, visit her family, and that is what our club is all about. I mean, Mexico, sorry, thank you, that she got to go home to Mexico to see her family. But with that being said, we have our festival that we do in September. Coming up now, we are part of the Wreaths Across America with the DAR at St. Francis Cemetery. And then will be the light parade, and then we start off again for next year. So for a group of 13 guys who got together, and this was our motto, to raise money and to help the community in any way possible. $102,000 is what we were told, I believe, at the last meeting that we've given out. So, I mean, that's kudos to us, I'm sorry. I have to say that.
Absolutely.
But today's check that we had was money left over from our golf outing that was based for all youth of New Milford, whether it be sports or whatever. And we know that there is a need for this money to be used for the summer program and everything. And that's what we're here to do and to help out.
Outstanding.
Yep.
That's great.
We can't thank you enough for this. We have Jason here. Jason, can you come up, or Brian, talk about how this is going to help with our child programs, child care.
So
I showed up with Brian because he's the man behind the madness of the child care program. And a lot of kudos goes to this gentleman right next to me. But first off, thank you. First, $102,000 is absolutely incredible for the town of New Milford, for you guys to put that back into the town. And then to thank the New Milford Youth Agency, and then our children who need those scholarships. So every day, there's about 135 to 140 kids in our program before and after school. And then in the summer months, it's about that same number. Very busy, and the needs are growing every year. And through these scholarships, we're able to support the most asset-limited families. So I'm going to let Brian kind of say how these funds can help our families and just how grateful we really are. So again, huge thank you to gentlemen, the club, and this is just a really, and like I said, I wrote that. It's an amazing donation for us. So thank you, Brian.
Yeah, so again, to mimic Jay's point, the funds will go a long way. We have a lot of families right now that are choosing which bills they have to pay, and they're not always comfortable coming to us with concerns about their payments. And so to have this money is really great because we're able to distribute it to families that really, really need it. It'll take a burden off of them. From the summer program, we were able to scholarship over 15 families for our summer camp. In the school year, another 5 or 6 for the school year that we're going to be able to help out for this with this money. So again, to the group, we really, really appreciate it. Your money is going to go a long way and to helping families kind of get above water. So that's great. We appreciate it.
So good.
Now, who do I hand it over to?
This guy.
Oh, all right.
So even though, thank you
Thank you,
guys.
everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.
So even though Jason has the check, we have a motion on the floor.
Right, yeah, right.
All
Quick
those in
before he
favor?
leaves. Aye.
Opposed, any abstentions? Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Great. And Jason, it says here, Student Advisory Board, but I think,
So we had one student with car problems and then another student with just school.
Gotcha.
So they met the max car problems in school. So unfortunately, there's no students.
no worries.
Next time.
Maria said they will reconnect with you guys in December.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. All
Okay,
right,
Katie,
go back to work here,
Yes.
okay. Item 4A and B, I'd like to approve that we move the council meeting minutes and the tax collector from 24th.
Thank you, Mayor. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, any abstentions? Thank you.
Mayor's comments.
Okay, thank you, Katie. I'd like to do first is, this is the last meeting for this town council. And first of all, thank you to this town council for all of your hard work and what you've done. And for those that will be leaving us, I can't thank you enough for all of your hard work at this time. And I'd like to start by asking Mayor Gambino if you could come up here for just a moment. We'll come over this way.
You want a photo?
Yeah.
I gotta go the other way.
Yeah, gotta go around this way.
Where's he going? Oh, is he going?
And Mayor, this is just a very small token of our appreciation.
For my motorcycle.
There you go.
Thank you.
For Mayor, not only for town council, not only town council mayor, but Housatonic, Richmond,
Oh, yeah.
right, Northville residents, all the things you've done for the community, and mayor for many years. So thank you.
You're welcome. I thank you all for allowing me to do this. I don't really need an award.
It's okay, but you deserve it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Don't drop it.
No, you don't want to drop that. Awesome.
Thank you again.
Thank you, appreciate it, Mayor.
Let me take your picture.
Alex?
Gold watch, it's a Rolex.
What did you get like that? What the guys got? Big Alex, this is for you as well.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Trump just got a nice day.
And thank you for all your work
Somebody
on the town council,
from the Swiss.
Board of Ed for many years, also now serving and helping at Motion Fishes. Tremendous work. So I really want to thank you very, very much. Yes, thank you.
You didn't hear it?
No. Thank you. Yours. Well, thank you for all the work for the many years on council. Also, you and I served together, right, on the fields, right, first on the feasibility and the construction. You can see those at the high school now. Many kids enjoyed also all the work, kids in sports, coaching and stuff. We can't thank you for all.
Mayor, it's been my pleasure. It's been a pleasure serving with everybody in town council and serving the town of Milford. And I wish all the new members the best and the continuing on the best. Thank you very much for the Thank you.
Thank you. And Councilman Cosgrove, good thank you tonight, but we have his.
I didn't expect it.
Okay, now mayor's comments.
Yep.
Okay.
So a couple of things. First talking is zoning related. Is Governor Lamont is expected to sign the new bill HB 80021. I know I've spoken with Randy a little bit about this, as well as zoning is going to actually be holding an informational meeting. That's to be determined. But just some of the things so the public itself can be understanding what this will do, especially when it comes to New Milford, is every one of the Connecticut's 169 municipalities must now submit a state-approved housing growth plan or join a regional one. I spoke with Westcog at our meeting last Thursday. They are preparing, they did a short presentation to the COG, and they're preparing what they could offer towns such as New Milford's with assistance, or what a regional plan would look like. Local zoning commissions are bound by new penalties, incentives, and procedural processes. Municipalities face a tight 7-month deadline to adopt zoning regulation changes to address state mandates on parking and, as of right, summary review conversions of commercial up to residential up to 9 units, or face potential haphazard development and loss of the downtown commercial businesses and their revenues. Towns are forbidden from requiring any off-street parking for residential buildings up to 16 units. So that means you can build a project, 16 units or less, you don't have to have parking.
Just drive around.
Yep. Also, some other things. The definition of developable land does not carve out open space that is not already protected. It does not protect the ability of the town to widen its tidal or wetlands buffers in the future, or to protect Class 2 watershed land. It uses 830G, they say, as a cudgel, rendering towns ineligible for a future moratorium if they don't comply with a housing growth plan edict. The TPZ zone commissioners' hands are tied in other ways too by mandating no public hearing or a summary review with zero zoning discretion on several types of development, such as converting any commercial to residential statewide. Eliminates requirements, as we talked about before, for the 16 units. That's just a few of what this new bill is going to engage. At our next meeting, the COG will be more thorough in giving us their thoughts on this. I'll be bringing it to the council. We're also going to do an informational hearing so the public can know more once this is signed into law by Governor Lamont. I think it's very important that the public hears where some of the nuances of this bill and where that's going to go. As far as the COG, as I said before, we talked a little bit about them, and they're also going to be under pressures as to how many units within the COG they're going to need to build to comply with the state statutes, and I'll know more about that at our next meeting.
Mark, I'm sorry, Mayor.
Yep.
Is there a place that anyone can view the bill as it is written right now?
So right now, you can go on to the website, not our website, but you can go onto the COG website. We're going to put it up tomorrow.
Would you?
The full bill.
Good.
So that the people can see it. It's very in-depth and long, but you can go and you can take a look at it yourselves. Any
And should.
questions? Yep.
Pretty scary.
Some of the other things that are going on is, first, as you can see outside, we got our Town Hall Christmas tree outside. Thank you to the Prouses. Each and every year, they give us a beautiful tree. And I want to thank Colleen Purcell. As you can see, she's beginning the work. She's one of the owners of Scott's Landscaping, as they are doing the beautiful decorations on that tree. Big thank you to Colleen. And we'll have that ready for our tree lighting, which will be on Saturday, so we're very excited about that. So big thank you to Colleen. And again, Doug and Mary Prowse for the donation of the tree. I want to thank New Milford Youth Baseball and Softball, President Joe Panazzo, Brandon Merritt, Chris Simmons, the entire board, as they named E-Field this past weekend Jackson Olson Field. And for those who don't know Jackson, he is one of the major players of the Savannah Bananas. The Savannah Bananas they're kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Right.
Sell out everywhere. And Jackson was a New Milford native, went to New Milford High School. And what I thought was really amazing was here you have this young gentleman, just his time is extremely valuable as ours, but I mean even more. And he spent that whole time working with the kids, not only here on the green, but was down at the field.
Yep.
And just showed his love for our community and for our kids, and I just thought that was great. So a big thank you to Jackson, and he also gave $15,000 of his own money for the new scoreboard for the Lady Wave softball team, their field at Garrett Field. So
Pretty nice.
a huge thank you to Jackson and his family as well. And we proclaim that day Jackson Olson Day for just the wonderful things that he does. I wanted to thank the New Milford Bulls Cheers, as they're going to be doing their trip to the Nationals in Florida. They are fundraising, so if you have the availability and you can give a few dollars to them, it would be great. Some parents can't afford to go all the way to Florida.
Right.
So any help in helping them achieve that would be wonderful. You can go online, you can drop off a donation at the mayor's office. We'll make sure they get that. And a big, huge thank you. Also, congratulations to the 6th graduating New Milford Police Department Citizens Academy class. They graduated last week. Thank you to Chief Cerruto, Officer Jake, and the men and women of the New Milford Police Department. And it was great to see all those citizens that, again,
Yep.
come out and learn more about police work, how the police do things, and it's a great community involvement. So thank you to Chief Cerruto. Also, big thank you to the Litchfield Hills Transition Program, and that's housed in the MAX. And Larry Badaracco, Jacqueline Madison, Wendy Castle, and all the wonderful students of the program, as I was able to attend their thankful coffee hour last week. And for those who don't know what the Litchfield Hills Transition Program is, this program prepares young adults, those are over or 18 or over, with disabilities to become productive and contributing members of the community. The program provides developmental programs focused on improving employment skills, increasing independence and living skills. It's great to see all those, and we do have some that are interns in the mayor's office,
Yep.
and they help us out quite a bit as well.
They're great.
I want to thank the New Milford High School political science teacher, Suzanne Andrews. She allowed me to speak last week to the class on the role of mayor and local government. It's great getting a ton of questions from our students And a big thank you also to Steve Culbertson. He is the Career Pathways Coordinators. He helped set up the opportunity to speak to the class. The Detour Dance Company, and they are located right on Railroad Street. They're going to be performing A Very Merry Christmas at the Warner Theater on November 29th with Jessica Lynn, and the tickets are on sale. You can go to their website. It's great to see those young dancers. They perform all sorts of
they're
different ensembles, including modern, contemporary dance, classical ballet, jazz, tap, hip hop. So just tremendous young athletes there as well. And we spoke about just a minute ago, big congratulations to the Milford Youth Baseball and Softball, girls softball program. They changed their names to Lady Wave this year. That was voted on by the athletes themselves. A big congratulations
That's
to
nice.
them, and excited for their season, which would be in the spring. Speaking with Ivana Butera, she is our social services director. We are anticipating 500 or more children this year that will be looking to use our Santa Fund. And with that being said, if you're able, and you can donate any small amount of money, it would be greatly appreciated. There's a QR code. We'll make sure I'll post it again on the mayor page. Or you can email social services at santafund.mnct@gmail.com, and you can become a Santa Fund sponsor. Any dollars would be greatly appreciated. It helps out those families tremendously, making a nice Christmas or holiday for those youngsters. Congratulations to the Milford Soccer Club of New Milford, U15 Lightning. They are division champions. And a big, huge congratulations to the Milford High School Theater as they did production of The Play That Goes Wrong. And Tammy and myself, we went to go see that production. What a funny
Oh my
play.
gosh.
Big thank you to director, Mr. Amita, the cast, the production team, student creative team, stage crew, front of the house, set building team. Just what a great production.
You
And, they
had
did great.
a role there.
They had a
in the
role.
play.
They had me. Yep.
It was
They had
pretty
me
f-
hold a piece of a mantle, and they left me there for a while as part of the comedy.
And
I
then-
was praying, Mayor, they weren't going to leave me up there the whole time.
Well, no, then
But
you got
it
to
was there
walk
for a little
away,
bit.
and when the mantle fell off,
Yep.
one of the kids came out and said, "What is it?" she said to you? Sure, because he got a big round of applause, when he let go of the mantle and sat down. Then it fell down. She goes, and they all clapped for you.
That was fun.
He has a great
It
sense
was
of humor,
it was
don't you think?
It was a great time.
It
Very
was.
funny.
Great play.
I want to thank the Litchfield American Irish Club again as they did their Veterans Dinner this past Saturday, the 2 seatings. It's great to see all those veterans that were able to get a nice Thanksgiving meal, and a big thank you. Also, thank you to the VFW Commander Wayne Mayer and for the use of the VFW. Also, Katie, and this goes to the United Way and the Women's Club, thank you for, and I'll let you speak in just a moment, of all your donations for Thanksgiving to those in need. And also a big thank you to Neil Tran. They brought 5,000 pounds of food
Yes.
there as well. If you'd like to talk a little bit about, you guys
Yeah.
are giving out.
Yeah,
food
today, as
today.
a matter of fact, we did the distribution for, well, we had 350 families, and it'll be a few more from the wait list after that. And they got a bag full of everything you need to make a Thanksgiving dinner, and then a frozen turkey. And very appreciative. Lots of kids came in the car in the back, and they're, oh my gosh, give me the turkey. And, yeah, and then back to Neil Tran. Last year, I got a way to speak to Neil Tran about donating and helping for the back to school program was the first one, and then this. And they had a project in their plant. They set teams against each other. They could only use cans, because that's what we need, is cans of food, to make something that actually would move, a structure, a thing. And it was unbelievable what they did, and then broke it down and brought me over about 2,200 pounds of cans. So this year, they decided to outdo themselves completely, and they weigh everything over there, and the skids came over on the skid holder, and it was 5,200 pounds.
Wow.
And there were things that we used for our Thanksgiving, but also Alex happened to stop in and got the 50-pound bag of rice for loaves of fishes, and there's big things of flour and a couple of other things. And then these number 5 cans about this big. Number 10 cans. Yeah, there was a couple of tomato paste, and we were just saying, what family would really use this much tomato paste? But anyhow, it all gets used, and I can't thank Neil Tran. I have to say Kimberly Clark donates, and every single person in New Milford or wherever they live that managed to send us money or to drop off any of the canned good items or a turkey or two. And it's thank you to social services, because they vet these people, and the people that didn't make it today, they have their stuff in their freezer, and the next couple of days people can go and pick up. So it's just a small drop in the bucket to the real need that is out there. But again, it was a lot of fun, I have to say. A little chilly, but it was fun. And thank you, Neil Tran. I have to tell you, 5,200 pounds of cans is a lot.
And moving on to the infrastructure things, Lanesville Fire Department, the contractor started installing the steel framing for the building's infrastructure. The Sand Road Bridge replacement project is the contractor is pouring the concrete for the bridge deck today, and as we talked about before, this bridge will be open for the winter. They then will reclose it and complete it, so it should probably look at a late spring finish. But we're opening as that's part of our plow system that allows our larger trucks to do it more efficiently, and so that's going to be done within the next couple weeks. It'll be open just for the winter time. The Northville roof project, I know Tom was back there, and we are working with the Board of Education facilities. Also, we're working with the Municipal Building Committee. We had Dean Petroselli, who gave the Board of Education kind of his process and plans, different aspects of how we could do the roof replacement. That's going to go to the Municipal Building Committee for their input and their thoughts. This is to be a project done in the summer of next year. And what I would be asking the town council to do, and I believe this is later on in the meeting, right? To formally move that the project be moved over to the Municipal Building Committee for their review. But it's great process working together with the board and everybody looking to really get this project done. It's much needed. That roof is, I believe, close to 30 years old, right, Tom? Somewhere around there? It's great to get that completed. And one of the thoughts we're looking at is using the school reimbursement fund for projects like that. And I'll have more updates to the council once we go to the Municipal Building Committee.
Does this go out to bid or no?
Yes. Yep. No. But we have to do to start the process is we have to vote to bring it to Municipal Building. They will then look in partnership with the Board of Education, Facilities, and Matt Cunningham, their Facilities Director, as long as with the Municipal Building Committee, figuring out which would be the best route, whether we use state funding, we use our own funding, what is the best course. We bring it back to the town council, and then we keep the council apprised as we move forward with the project. Okay, let's see, we did that. Traffic statistics. So far I spoke with Chief Ceruto. Motor vehicle stops in the year 2023, by this time, was 2,330. Last year we were at 3,155. This year we are at 4,334. We're up 1,179 motor vehicle stops from this previous year, so a big thank you to our police department. We were able to get additional grants that we were able to get this year, so thank you to the DOT commissioner for seeing that we were able to get these grants that can very much help us. And with those results, you're going to see motor vehicle accidents are down. So in the year 2023, at this particular time, we had 909 accidents. 138 of those were in parking lots. Last year, we were at 836 with 119 in parking lots. This year, we're at 798 with 147 in parking lots. So you can see the parking lots are going up. So we are down 38 when it comes to road comparisons. If you're looking at the overall total, we are down 66 from last year, which would be on the roadways. The increase was only in the parking lots. So in speaking with Chief Ceruto, what we're going to do is we're going to reach out to our larger parking lot, whether they be Biddles, the Walmart complex, or Big Y. We're going to ask them, the chief is going to look on our DPW teams, if there may be some additional signing we could recommend for them. This is private property, to see if they can help us and assist us with creating some more visibility to lower those numbers, which will be helpful in total to us as well.
Do they keep track of which, for instance, Stop and Shop, Walmart,
Yes.
and Big Y? Because there's a lot more space over in the larger, of course, but, so where are the majority of them? At Big Y,
So the
or?
majority, as of right now, are Big Y, but a very close second would be the Walmart area. That's usually you just have a lot of traffic there going in and
Yes.
out of those
Yes.
particular areas. DUIs, again, we've seen an uptick. In 2024, there were 60. In 2025, there are 81. That's very concerning. We continue to create that awareness. That could also be with the additional traffic stops that we're doing, that we're seeing those. But we're continue to be vigilant with that. We will be doing over the holiday season, as we did in the summertime, which is we're going to be doing a spot check, a DUI spot check. I'll be letting the council know more about that when the chief finalizes those things as well. And then lastly, Katie, with the upcoming events that we have going on November 28th through the 30th, the Merwinsville Hotel is doing their holiday Christmas show. Starts Friday, 10 a.m., goes to 5 p.m. If you haven't been up there, it's great. And they have such a cool collection
Yes, it's beautiful.
of those merry-go-rounds and Christmas moving figurines, which I think is great. Plus, they have music and all sorts of great artisans there. If you get a chance to go there, please do so. On November 29th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the First Congregational Church Annex is the First Congregational Church Craft Fair. Then on the 29th as well, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at St. John's Church is the Winter Coat Clothing Giveaway. So if you or someone you know, if you're watching and you do need a coat, you just don't have the means to do so, there's been a lot of wonderful people that have donated coats and clothing, scarves and hats and gloves, and you can go to St. John's Church. You can also go to the food bank too, the Milford Food Bank, as there's some availability of some coats there too. And I know the Knights of Columbus do a great fundraiser, especially for the youngsters, for coats there as well.
Every year.
And then on November 29th, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the First Congregational Church is the Live Nativity. And we are also doing the annual Lighting on the Green on the 29th, 5:30 p.m. Big thank you to the United Methodist Men's Club for that as well. I have a special guest. He'll be coming from the North Pole, and he'll be there. 3 p.m. on the 29th at St. John Church as well as a St. John's Christmas concert. The Larsons do a great job with that,
right.
very talented.
Yeah.
On the 29th and 30th is, we kick off our small business holiday, Small Business Saturday. On the 30th, the Historic Society is having their weekend craft sale. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Sunday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then on December 5th, I believe they're sold out now, is the Sip and Stroll event here in downtown New Milford from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then on December 6th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Village Center of the Arts is doing their community Christmas tree event and gallery show. They're working for the Christmas tree event with our garden club, so stay tuned for more information on that. Also on the 6th at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., the Gaylordsville Fire Department's doing their annual ham dinner. It's a great dinner. You can either go and eat in the firehouse or you can purchase to take out. Those proceeds go to help the Gaylordsville Fire Department. Also on December 6th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Pettibone, the Women's Club's doing their annual Holiday Bazaar. December 6th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Litchfield Crossings, the Police Department's doing their Stuff a Cruiser event. And these toys go to our Milford Social Services to help those children in need. They always do a great event. We have lots of great community people that stuff the cruiser for sure. On December 7th, 9 a.m. at the VFW is our Pearl Harbor ceremony. If you're in the area, please come down and help us as we never forget here in New Milford and observing Pearl Harbor Day. December 9th, the bus leaves. I believe there's 1 or 2 seats left for the Park and Rec's Radio City Christmas Spectacular. You can go spend the whole day there. Part of it is seeing the Rockettes. We talked a little bit about our Carol Sing. That's December 13th, 6:30 p.m. at the bandstand. And then right after the Carol Sing is the Parade of Lights. Thank you to Water Witch. I believe there's over 200 vehicles that are going to be in this parade or more. They're going to be lit up. December 13th, also 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the library, the holiday reading by Bill Hughes. Some great books he's going to read. Get you in the holiday spirit. And December 13th, 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m., I believe there's a few more performances as well. Faith Church is doing their play. We need a little Christmas play. December 14th, downtown at the Bank Street Theater, Polar Express. Great movie to watch at the theater. And then the Downtown Merchants are going to do a cookie and cocoa crawl. December 14th at the Village Farm. If you don't know where that is, that's up in Galersville, right on Route 7. You can meet the baby donkeys that are going to be up there, the Christmas donkeys. And then on December 14th, 4 p.m. at the First Congregational Church is their Christmas concert. So we have lots and lots of great events that we're going to do.
Just forgot one.
Yep.
Saturday, December
Wreaths.
13th.
I was going to give that to
Is
you.
Wreaths Across America, where in our center cemetery, St. Francis is what I do, the other center, and of course the Irish bring wreaths for us. But at noon, across the country, at, I don't know, thousands of cemeteries now, there's a little ceremony and a prayer, and then wreaths are placed on veterans' graves. And right now, Paul and Bob, Brian, they know how many are at St. Francis, more than most people think, 500, about 600. And it, like center, even longer back, back and back. So it's a short but really nice ceremony, and then we have volunteers, Boy Scouts, people come, and then you just go and lay a wreath on a veteran's grave, and it's just a nice way to spend a little bit of time. So.
And thank you, Katie, to you, St. Francis, the DAR, and then I think Don Clady and those.
Yeah, they're up.
Yep.
Jean Mariano
And Jean.
does the center cemetery.
Yep. She does a wonderful job as well over
Yep.
there. So it's just very
And we have some
patriotic.
very quiet people who do the smaller cemeteries, like the Marial and all the little ones around. So if you can't make it, just say thank you at noon.
Absolutely. Big thank you. All right.
Feel done?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let's move on to item 6A. Oh, I'm sorry. They weren't here. Take that back. I forgot they didn't come. Okay, let's go to item 7. Opioid Settlement Committee. I'd like to move.
We have Amy up there.
We have Amy, yes. Let's move that we would hear their proposal and approve their proposal on their movie dinner and panel night and Hope and Healing Opportunity Prevention Enrichment Voucher Program. Do I have a second?
Motion.
That is a motion.
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Amy?
Yep.
Again, Coach Tony here again, Ms. Amy. We're here tonight to talk about 2 additional proposals coming out of the Opioid Settlement Committee. Many of our team were unavailable tonight, but they were a big part of putting these proposals together. So the first proposal, I'd actually ask Ms. Amy to kind of preview for you and field any questions, and then the second one, I will take any questions.
So our first proposal tonight is a screening of the movie Uprooting Addiction. And I just want to read the summary of this film because it's really powerful. At an innovative retreat organized by addiction and trauma counselor Hope Payson, 6 people from varying walks of life each affected by childhood trauma, come together to share their stories, emerging from darkness through community, connection, and compassion. Through the metaphor of a tree bearing a network of roots, Payson helps each attendee recognize the foundation of their trauma and how it manifests and permeates through life, opening the door for fundamental healing. Interweaving these stories with uplifting, up-to-the-minute accounts of collective action in the face of a growing public health crisis from an equally diverse group of activists, officials, volunteers, caregivers, and experts, Uprooting Addiction is a mosaic-like portrait of a single community coming together to take on one of the most critical challenges of our time. And one of the stories actually comes from the northwest corner of Connecticut, so it's local to us. So the purpose of this proposal is to show a screening of this documentary at the Max. We're hoping to hold it on December 13th. And after the screening, we will have a panel discussion with some local health experts, including some of us on the opioid settlement committee, for a Q&A and just some discussion with community members. We will additionally have some resource tables at the event, some pre and post surveys, and we will have some food and printed resources for folks as well. We're looking for just a small amount for this proposal, just a little over $1,000, $1,025.
Katie, do you want to do it all together?
Well, I read it the first way, that the Hope and Healing Prevention Voucher Program would also be part of this.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll cover that now if
Thank
you
you.
prefer. So, by the way, to everybody who is departing tonight from the town council, we want to thank you especially for the service. Again, without your compassion, $150,000 or so would not be in the hands of critically important programs. So thank you for all those who've helped. So the second proposal is it turns directly toward the kids. And, we know that the opioid epidemic doesn't just, affect individuals, it affects children, families, and loved ones. And we've got a lot of data here that we could share with you if there's questions, but nationally, millions of children live in homes impacted by substance use disorder. Here in New Milford, we see kids coping with grief, instability, and economic hardship tied to this. In particular, school breaks, especially summer and long periods of breaks at the school, can be a risky time for various reasons. When kids don't have access to structured enriching programs, they face more unsupervised time, greater learning loss, and a higher exposure to risky behaviors. And we want that to change. We want that to change. The HOPE voucher, which stands for Healing, Opportunity, Prevention, and Enrichment, is a town-administered fund that would provide enrichment scholarships to New Milford children impacted by the opioid crisis or considered to be at risk and in need of help. Vouchers can be used for things like academic or STEM camps, art, music, and theater programs, sports, recreation, and local day camps, really any program that they desire. Offered by one of our local providers, and we have a lot of great ones. I mean, right next door is Jason and Miss Swanson. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So the way this would work, we kind of volunteered Miss Amy to help us with this, is that the New Milford Health Department would run a simple, accessible application online, and in partnership with our providers, they would process the applications, and work with the town hall on the submission of the funds and that transaction. Now, obviously, priority of this program would go to children who live in New Milford, are newborn through 18 years old, have been impacted, by a parent or caregiver, their opioid disorder, or bereaved of the loss of a loved one, or somebody who's been in this mix. And obviously, families facing financial hardship. When a child is approved, the town would pay the enrichment provider directly, and that's to ensure that there's accountability and no financial barrier at the point of use for family. And the long and short of it is we're recommending a $15,000 earmark of the funds available through the opioid settlement fund. that would fund roughly, $3,500 vouchers. And these vouchers would immediately open doors for at least 30 New Milford children looking to participate in these really important programs. Together, these two proposals, Uprooting Addiction, that movie, and the Hope Enrichment Voucher Program, span both sides of the prevention spectrum, educating the broader community and directly supporting the kids most affected by this crisis. And again, on behalf of the whole team, thank you guys for all the love you're putting into this. Are there
Kate?
questions?
Yes,
Katie
I have a
and Doug?
question. So, love the idea about the movie and the conversation. Of course, that's a busy day, but, you know, you're going to do it. The idea of the vouchers and doing things like enrichment, et cetera, is also very good. But I understand that you'll have applications. How, 15,000 from the opioid settlement, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's quite a bit for something that you haven't done yet, and I'm just wondering if you want to keep a little money back in case you want to segue in one way or another. I mean, there's bound to be something, I can tell you from things we've done as far as enrichment with United Way. $500 is a lot for one child, and you'll find, of course, your money is going to be gone very quickly. Just wondering if you might start with something less than that, you know, Village Center for the Arts or a camp or whatever. It wouldn't have to be that much.
Yes. Sure. Ms. Francis, you're certainly an OG in this space, so we will definitely take any advice and feedback that you have. You know, how we arrived at these numbers was really just based on a general investigation of what program costs are in this community.
Right.
You know, we're certainly amenable to any, you know, other thinking. I do want to just call out that this is the first initiative
Yeah.
of what will be a string of them. After this is going, let's just say that we approve this $15,000. There is still, you know, a pretty sizable amount left to do the things we are looking to do with the, you know, with the school and the youth agency and other providers. You know, but again, we're open to, you know, kind of thinking about the constraints here. But I got to tell you, something tells me that, you know, there's a need here.
No, I think so, Tony. I'm not saying anything about the bottom line.
Yes, ma'am.
It's when you say $500 each, because.
Up to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's part of it. And because, of course, not everything that some child wants to do. There could be a violin lesson, and it could be painting, and it could be a camp. It's just really an advisement, having gone through it, that when it's over, you look back and you think, maybe we should have just cut back a little bit because you want to give more kids an opportunity. And 500 is a lot for, you know, I know
Yeah.
you can find things that cost that much. So it's just this, I think it's wonderful what you're going to do. But I do wonder, the $1,025 for the 13th at the max, can you just incorporate that into the 15,000? Makes it a little easier, that's all.
I'll blend these two proposals together?
Yeah, I was just saying, you know.
I mean, we know Mr. Bass, so we can do lots of different things.
Yes,
and
right.
other members of the town council, so,
No, I
you know,
think it's
whatever's
all
most.
well-intentioned, great movie, and things like that are fine. Just come back and tell us how it's working, I think, is what we like to hear, right?
Sure. And, you know, the
Okay.
last note that I would make
Quick
is that,
question.
again, that, you know, the numbers are really, you know, in terms of the number of kids we can you know, help, is sort of a guesstimate, right? Because we don't know what the actual, right, cost will be. And one more finer point, again, if the program is $300, that's what we'll get paid, not necessarily
No, I
$500.
got
So
you.
there might be bigger numbers than we even expect.
Doug, and then Mary Jane?
I'm a big fan of both of you. I appreciate all the work.
Thank you, Mr. Scully.
So I'm going to piggyback on Katie. So you came up with the number 30 of kids you're going to give the money to. So first let me ask you, do you have a time frame of when they have to do the application? Is there a time frame that has to be in? That'd be
No,
my first question.
Not yet.
no, the answer to that is no. Basically, this is a fund that will exist until it's depleted. And while there are funds, they're welcome to apply, even for incremental help, right, assistance packages. And again, you know, the 30 is just a sort of a walk back of the 500 number, right? If we were
Yeah,
able
so
to.
that's what
that was, my concern is, say you had 100 kids that applied for it, and then you would divide that 100 into 15, so now you're at, you know, whatever number that comes up to. So I don't want to restrain, it's a great idea, but I wouldn't want to restrain it just to 30 kids at 500 as opposed
Yes, sir.
to maybe 100 kids and $150, you know, per kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you guys, maybe you can work that out to where you're overwhelmed and all of a sudden you thought 30 was a great number and all of a sudden now it's 100. And you're like, well, how do we defer 70 kids away from that? I want everybody to be part of that. So I didn't know if, A, that's something you guys thought about as a committee, or B, having an end time of the application, then you can divide the money as opposed to just letting it out there. So, because you might find that there might be even a greater need than 30, it might go to 100, and then all of a sudden now you're like, well, okay, we can only service, because you decided on 500. So that number kind of sticks out. It might be a little too high because you won't be able to address other applicants as opposed to restricting 30. That's, I think it's a great idea. I just wouldn't want to restrict it to just 30 people.
Yeah.
Well, you'll know by the number of applications.
Right. I want to look at this sort of, if we can, as, you know, with other examples in mind, right? Like, you know, in other programs, the heating assistance, right? There's a fund, folks will, and unfortunately, it's kind of first come, first serve,
Sure.
right? And when that fund is depleted, that's it. That's all we can do. At that point, it'll trigger action from us to say, hey, this was a great program. Let's fund another version of it, right? And we'll come back and work with you guys again on that. And again, the 50 number, again, I guess is probably, we're going to blame it on Mark because he's not here. But it really is just a representation of what we hope to serve as opposed to any sort of, you know, limit in the number of applications we'll accept or anything like that. But really, it is going to be kind of set up, or at least our thinking is that it's going to be set up to be a fund that is accessible, and once it's depleted, it's depleted. If we served 50 kids, if we served 3,000, you know, the more the merrier.
So-
Does that make sense, Mr. Scully?
Yeah, so the example you have, that can be changed. It doesn't need to be 500.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
need to be 30.
That's- yes,
That's
sir.
what my question is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you guys can fluctuate that from applications, correct?
Yes,
So it's
yes.
not set in stone.
No, no, no. In fact, part of the application, and we can do a demo if you want, is a really great form that we put a lot of thought into that captures demographic information. It also captures program information. Who's the provider? How much is it? Right? Like, tell me some details. Right? So it'll capture that information, and basically, you know, we'll have it set up such that, you know, we understand, like, it's a rolling number. Right? So this one's 300 for that program. It's 250 for that one. It's, you know, 100 for this one. Right? And so it's not necessarily, you know, $500 and or 50 kids. Does it-
Again, I think it's a great idea.
Thank you.
To disperse it on if you have an overwhelming, because it is a new program. I
Yeah.
would hate to see somebody not being able to.
Yeah.
to have
I do want to call out that there are, you know, like most other, you know, giving sorts of programs, you know, this is tied into the typical income, you know, kind of frameworks that Ms. Ivana uses and things like that. So, you know, there is also a prerequisite to show a financial need, right? So that just not open to everybody. And, you know, I can go through, I kind of did a summary, and if you want, we can go line by line through the proposal, but we have put a great deal of energy into the proposal itself, how it's administered. We can
Well,
share
that's-
again.
That's up to you. I think what Doug is just saying is just be open to the fact that you might see more kids apply
Yeah. then
that
we
you
can-
want to help. So
Yeah.
we're looking at you as the 15,000, right? Just giving you thoughts on how to do it, not telling you how, but
I guess
Okay.
it's a trial and error kind
Yeah,
of thing, but,
right.
Kinda.
you know, I'm appreciative of what
We
you
leave
guys
it
do.
to
It's
you.
a
Thank you, Mrs.
fantastic program. I just don't want to see somebody miss out.
Yeah.
So, but I guess it's a trial and error.
right.
Yeah.
I'm totally in favor of it. And I appreciate
Thank you,
Mary
Mr.
Jane?
Scully.
Yeah,
Thanks for
I
your
think
service.
it sounds like a great program, and obviously it's a learning, you know, it's learning for
Yeah.
you, you know, and you'll figure it out as you go along.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So obviously there may be kids that are not going to be able to get the assistance this year, but maybe next year.
Mm-hmm.
And my other question is what have you heard about? Are we getting more money from? There's apparently a big settlement.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
so are we going to be getting more money?
Yes,
Do we
we
know
don't know how
when?
much, though.
We don't know how much yet,
But we are.
and we don't know when, right?
Right.
So do we have any idea?
Bankruptcy court just approved it, so
Yeah.
who knows what that means?
Okay,
But we are in line for it because we filed for it.
Yeah.
We filed for it. It wasn't going to be automatic.
okay,
Right.
So we did that.
okay, that's awesome.
Yes.
So that
Thank you
will
for doing that.
certainly, hopefully help next year.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of came into this knowing that there'd be some incremental, and I just want to point to the fact that I think we're really doing great work with what we've gotten already, and I thank you again for that. So, any other questions on the proposals?
Just remember that some kids could be satisfied and happy, enriched by taking a walk.
Understood. Yes, ma'am. There's some good data in the
No,
proposal
I
itself.
think what you're doing is great. I just, learned my lesson in our program.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, any abstentions? Before we move off of this topic, I did speak with Amy concerning another portion that isn't on here, but I'd like to see if we can add it to the agenda. And that is Tony and his nonprofit. They run, as we all know, their event at the end of August, and that's more educational piece, where we have vendors come from all over, wonderful music, and we create the awareness, which is part of what this funding is for, is the awareness. Also, Tony's group does a wonderful Christmas and holiday, do it at the Max. I've been there myself at some points. With the event space, there's more than one or two officers. They go and do the security. There's a cost borne to that. And rather than have Tony's nonprofit do that, I would make the suggestion, if we could add it to the agenda, is that, and it's a right use of this funding, to actually use this fund that we get to pay for the officer's time. And that way Tony can use his money to do what he's been doing with outreaches with that way. And Randy, I know you and I have talked about this before. It's a use, it's an approved use of this fund. So, and how much, Amy, is that? How much was that?
I can get you the specific number, but it's pretty sizable. I think it's in the multiple thousands. I think the last time I looked, it was around
I think it was
$5,000.
$5,100, I think. It was.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All
What
right.
you described are all
Yep.
And what fund is this coming from?
Come out of this, the
The
opioid
opioid
settlement.
settlement,
So rather than Tony paying it out of his nonprofit, he then could take that, instead of earmarking it for the 5,100, he then could use that
Right.
money to continue his efforts, instead of using it for security for the police officers. And this fund would pay the police officers that way.
Good idea.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so.
So we have a motion, and we have a motion and a second to put it on the agenda? Yep, to suspend the rules. Katie?
I did. And second was, yes, item 7A, I move to add to the agenda item 7A for use of approximately put $5,100 of the opioid
Say
settlement. Up to, for officers at the events that come along with your group.
Yep. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? And if we could have the motion, Katie, we added it to the agenda
Yeah.
now.
I'd like to move, you're just gonna make this difficult on you.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'd like to move that we approve the use of up to $5,100 of the opioid settlement fund. Am I calling that the correct one? Yes, I am. For use for payment for officers at events that committee does.
Second.
Okay.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? So thank you, guys.
Thank you so
Thank you
Yeah,
for all
thank
your
you.
hard work.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Item 8A, I would like to move that we approve and accept the following. This would be a grant for the town of New Milford, a contingency award in the amount of $24,631.08 for the previously awarded council-accepted CEN Wi-Fi Grant Round 1, which was $246,310. This supplemental funding will help to cover the unforeseen project costs and ensure the successful completion and implementation of enhanced public Wi-Fi services.
Thank you, Mayor. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
Thank you. Item 8B, I would like to move that we approve the acceptance of $278,810 for community Wi-Fi through the Community Education Network Grant Program, Round 2. The town of New Milford, in partnership with the Board of Education, is committed to enhancing digital equity and expanding access to technology in our community. As part of this effort, we have applied for a CEN Community Wi-Fi grant to extend Wi-Fi coverage to key outdoor spaces, including Young's Field and the sports field of Hill and Plain Elementary, Sarah Noble Intermediate School, and Northville Elementary School. This expansion aims to bridge the digital divide and provide valuable internet access to underserved individuals and families in our community.
Any discussion?
Yeah,
Oh,
real quick.
John?
So this money, does it help the IT department at all, or what does that help?
Yep, so this is Wi-Fi expansion in both the town side and the Board of Education side. So together, we applied for this grant, and we were able to get that. So that, you'll see Wi-Fi access more at Young's Field,
Young's Field, yeah.
at Pettibone, and then I
Oh,
believe you'll
please.
see more of it at Sarah Noble School and the high school.
So the money's come from this grant, does that help offset some of the costs that we've incurred, or is it just
No,
an
this is to
addition?
expand the network.
Expand, so
Yeah.
it's on top of?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Better service. Sure.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
And item 8C, I'd like to move that we accept the $7,809.96 from the Connecticut Department of Transportation for the year-end 2026 Click It or Ticket Enforcement Grant. Yeah, thank you, Alex.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye,
Opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
great.
Next
Item 9.
is Olga. Can you give us an update from the Finance Department?
Good evening, members of the Town Council, members of the public. I'm here to discuss our results as of October 2025, which is 4 months into the fiscal year. So starting with the revenue, we are trending well. We are where we want to be. Our revenue collections are approaching 60% mark, which is on par with our prior year experiences. Interest rates are slowly declining, but they're still where we want them to be. Today, stiff interest rate was posted at 4.01%. However, for our budgetary performance, we are still showing strong collections, and we are set to meet our budgetary target as of now. All other departments do perform well, similar to their prior performances, so there is not much to report, and as of now, we are not seeing any outliers or anything out of ordinary. We did receive our first installment from the state for ECS funding. It is a significant line in our budget, and all other state revenue is coming in as projected so far, so that's good news. But other than that, for the revenue side, we are where we want to be at this point of time. And if you have any questions, I can address
Just one real
them.
quick.
Doug?
So on the revenue, what do we have in the waste management?
Well, waste management, the collections have stopped of the installments, so it's about 20 million, I want to say.
And we're still making interest on the money, right? We're still
Correct.
using-
Yes, yes. Interest income will be significant for the waste management fund due to the significant funding.
What do we have that in, what kind of, a-
That's also mainly is in STIF as well.
what's that, around 3.25?
No, that's
No,
the one
it's
at
up
4.1.
four.
It was
Oh,
about
good.
4%.
It's the one that's
Yes.
at 4.
So that's around 800 and something like that, right?
1,000, yes, it will be.
Okay.
Some of that line for the year.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions on the revenues? The expenditures?
Moving on to the expenditures, similar 4 months into the fiscal year, we're not seeing any significant outliers. I guess the only thing, just to be aware, I guess we may be a little over budget in our unemployment line. We are within the budget target right now, but that invoice is coming in quarterly, so we may see some overage in that account. It's, always unpredictable. We don't really know what it's going to be. Other than that, departments are staying, within their appropriations. We're not aware of any material changes that may impact that performance. So similar 4 months into the fiscal year, we are trending as expected.
Good.
Any questions on the expenditures? Great, thank you, Olga. Thank you.
Thanks, Olga.
Okay.
Item number 10, I would like to move that we send the Northville Elementary roof project to the multiple buildings, we don't need multiple, Municipal Building Committee for review and comment. Thank you, Bob.
Any further discussion? We talked about this a little bit earlier.
Alex.
I just hope that we have someone, a clerk of the works for the project
Yep.
from the get-go.
So we're gonna be talking about a clerk of the works for this project as well. I know Matt Cunningham's gonna be heavily involved as the facilities director, as well as our building committee, Jack Healy as well, and I'll update the council when it comes to that also.
So we learn, right?
Yep.
We learn from the past.
Absolutely.
If you don't learn from history, you're bound to repeat it.
Any other discussion on this motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you.
Economic update, Mayor?
Thank you, Katie. Looking at the state average unemployment figures, the state is at 3.8. New Milford is at 3.7%. It looks like the numbers are exact, and that could be from last month. That could be due to the shutdown to the government.
Yeah.
These numbers can only be the same number, so I don't think they changed
Yeah.
because I don't think they got any additional information. The corporation, our New Milford Economic Development Corporation, has now launched a small business survey. That's to capture insights from the local business and nonprofit leaders. I know Tony Vengrove has been out talking to different businesses. You can also go to the website, and I'll post it again on the town website and the mayor website, www.corporationmed.org/ and you can do that online as well. If you're watching, just please go to the mayor's page or the town page, you will see that. And if you do own a business or in a executive position, please fill out the survey. We'd love to hear from you. I spoke with Laura Regan, and a company has come to New Milford and is looking to put up a battery storage facility. And where they would like to put this battery storage facility is on the southern portion of Aspetuck Ridge Road. So that would be, if everyone knows where Aspetuck Ridge is, that's right where the ambulance barn is, Century Brass. Then you have on the right-hand side, you have Yard Apes. And then you go a little farther over the bridge. Then you have that property there. I believe that's where they're looking
To the left?
to have that, to the left. The zoning is going to have on Tuesday, December 2nd, 7 p.m. They're going to have an informational meeting on this. They're going to have this company come and present so the public can learn more about this project. And just so the public understands, the town has no ability to approve or deny this project. This is Pura. So Pura is the one that will decide whether or not this project moves forward or doesn't. But to bring public input in so that we could give that input to Pura and the public can get a little more understanding of this particular project, please come out and see this. I'll have more information that I'll post, but when I spoke to Laura, it was Tuesday next week at 7 p.m. A couple of other things. We talked a little bit about zoning, and then a big, huge thank you to New Milford residents Marjorie Fellberg and Dr. Levin. You may remember Dr. Levin came here and talked to us about COVID. He was kind of our expert. They gave a $1 million gift to New Vance Hospital, and that's to help establish the Women's Health Center that will be at New Milford Hospital. And talking with Dr. K, Dr. Kobachian, what he wanted to say is he was very excited about the gift from Marjorie and for Jeremy. He said it's a powerful investment in the future of women's health in our region. And he said that the Milford Hospital Women's Wellness Center will allow us to deliver truly comprehensive women's wellness services. And they're going to be meeting women where they are and at addressing their unique needs across every stage of life. The hospital is deeply grateful for their vision and commitment to advancing equitable, high-quality care for all women. I just say it's just amazing. This is
That's awesome.
another reason why this place is so special. You have people giving their time, talent, and treasure. That's why I keep saying it's the best town in the USA. I mean, just doing wonderful things. Real quick updates. You may see on Route 7 the intersection of Pickett District and of Route 7, the Old Town Market. They broke ground there. And as we talked about before, they're going to demo where the current Citgo is. They're going to put in an all-town market there. They're going to expand the gas station as well. And then right next to it is the Murphy Heating and Cooling, and that's another they're bringing there. They have their headquarters here on South Main, but they're going to bring their headquarters, their trucks, everything into their new location, which is going to be right there on Pickett District Road. And that's pretty much what I have for economic development for tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, I'd like to adjourn this meeting.
Okay.
Second.
We have a second. And again, thank you, everyone. Thank you to everyone
Yeah.
serving and those that have served. All those in favor?
Aye.
Great. God bless. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for
I
being
just
here tonight and
realized
for tuning
This corner
in.
is leaving.